Hey guys, and welcome to the very first week of the Knights of Lorcana League. You guys are the very first of the very first season, and that's a pretty special thing. Now, with that being said, though, I do want to go over some things that you guys need to know so that you will be able to have a very successful first week, and it'll be a lot less headache for both of us, because especially with me running this, any way that we can make this easier, the better. So let's go ahead and try to do that, and let's dive in. So, with that, of course, on Monday, January 6th, you are going to be receiving a notification alerting you of who you are going to be going against. Now, that is going to be your one match that is guaranteed for the best of three. You, of course, will be able to challenge as well, but we'll get into that later. Now, you will then reach out to them and message them to coordinate a time where the both of you will be able to talk and dive into when works best for the both of you to have your best of three match. If you are unable to actually find a time that works best for your match, then of course you are able to postpone for the week. I know, especially with last chance qualifiers and everything coming on the week of January 6th, that's going to be sometimes a little bit difficult to coordinate. So of course, if you aren't able to do, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then you will be able to message me, let me know that, hey, it's just not going to work out for the both of us, and you're able to postpone your match for a week. If your match is postponed, keep in mind though, you will not be able to do a challenge on the following week. You still will get your weekly challenge, so you'll still be playing 2 matches that week, which is good. But the difficult part, of course, is that you guys will be unable to do challenges, and not a big loss. But keep in mind, though, too, is you have to have your previous week's match scheduled before you can schedule your next match. Just that way that you get the previous match prioritized and taken care of, and then whatever else happens with the next one works with that. At the same time, keep in mind, if you guys ever do need to drop from the league at all or anything like that, feel free to just let me know. Even if you have to take a break for a couple of weeks, go ahead, let me know. I can put your account on, a sleep mode, essentially, and then when you're ready to come back, you're more than welcome to join us. This is supposed to be a fun and chill league. It's supposed to be competitive, of course, in the best way possible. And so we're just trying to make it the best that we can for you guys here. Now, with that being said, guys, with the decks, we did have a vote, and it looks like that you will be able to use up to 8 proxies in your deck. Now, that is 8 total cards. And you will, have to, of course, work with that. Now, with that being said, if there ever are any league suggestions or any rule changes or anything like that, feel free to message me directly and we will have a vote on it throughout the entire league. There will be certain things that I specifically will call out and make a rule change on directly, but I do want this to be you guys included in a lot of the decision making here as well, because it's a league that, of course, you are participating in. So with that being said, keep that in mind. Now, with deck stuff as well, you have to use the same deck for the entire match. Cannot alter even one card. Don't do it. I know it's tempting. But the biggest thing is, of course, as soon as you finish that match, even if you happen to have your challenge match right after you finished your match, you can completely switch decks. No problem, no questions asked. If you want to go from Ruby Sapphire over to Amethyst Steel, do it. You are more than welcome to. So, but, for the best of 3 match, do not change any cards, do not alter anything at all. There are penalties for that, and, there can be even like suspensions because that is, a way of cheating in that case. Or, at least, you know what I mean. But keep that in mind. Now, of course, at the same time with challenge matches as well, you are able to challenge at any time throughout the week. So if you are looking for a challenge at the end of the week, understand though you do need to have it completed before Sunday, before Sunday at midnight, or when it becomes Monday. You know what I mean? And so challenges also do not carry over, so you cannot find a challenge match on Sunday night of the previous week and then schedule that challenge for the following week. That is not allowed necessarily. If it does happen, it counts as your challenge for the week that the challenge takes place on. So if you schedule it for the previous week and it's on the Tuesday, then you will not be able to find a challenge match for the entire week of that Tuesday. So that'll be something good to know. Now, in order to post and be able to do a challenge match, we have a description, or we have a section in the league where you can ask for a challenge. Go ahead and follow the format on everything that you need to do. Just say, hey, I am looking for a challenge match. Let me know if you guys are interested. People might DM you. People, usually guys do go for a direct message there just to make sure that the section of the Discord does not get overpopulated with like, hey, I'm in, check your messages. Hey, check your messages. Hey, I'm interested. Did you find one yet? We want to keep that channel specifically for looking for challenges only. Reach out to the person directly to let them know, hey, I'm interested. And then you, as the person who made the post for the challenge, update the message to then say found and all bold with parentheses, or just delete the message entirely. Once that happens, of course, go ahead and coordinate everything and call it good. And you guys are good to go. Now, of course, with the challenge being accepted, that is accepted only when you have the time actually booked, because it's one thing to accept the challenge from a player and then they might not have the same availability as you. And so that's the biggest thing. Just make sure that you guys coordinate. Hey, it's Friday at 7 Eastern. We are doing our best of 3 match as a challenge. And the other person says, okay, I am in. Boom, the challenge is booked. Update the message to found, and you guys are good to go. Now, that's going to be one of the biggest things. Next is going to be match reporting. So there is also a section on Discord for match reporting. With that, you are going to be following a very specific format just to make it a lot easier on me with that. We will have that format posted in the messages. We'll also have it pinned just because, of course, once messages start coming in of match reports, go ahead, it's going to get lost in the array, so it's going to be pinned for sure. But it is a very easy thing. You tag the player who won and says wins versus tag the other player and then say the score 2-1, 2-0, whatever it might be. And this ensures that the leaderboard and everything can be updated accurately and that everything can be moving in a smooth transition. Again, only use that channel to post match results. Do not try to have conversations in there. If there happens to be some kind of contesting with the actual match score, reach out to me. Don't go ahead and start calling out the person in the Discord in the match report channel kind of thing. Go ahead and reach out to me. We can look into it. We'll check recordings and things like that to make sure that everything does get reported accurately and fairly. So, at the same time, matches that are not reported by Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or 12 a.m. Eastern, 12 a.m. Eastern, will result in a no match assignment for the following week. It is your guys' responsibility to be able to get that in by Sunday, 11:59. If not, of course, we'll be a little bit lenient for the first few weeks just because, this is a new kind of format and everything like that. But after probably once we start week 3, it's going to be a hard cutoff and you won't be able to get your match for that week just because, things need to be updated and the way matching or pairings work out, it's just so much easier to have the leaderboard completely updated instead of me trying to have to hunt down what your guys' scores are. Not fun for me, and definitely not going to be fun for you with all the pings that I will be sending you. So we'll keep it fun though, right? Anyway, guys, so with that, at the same time too, be sure to check out the rules. We'd have the rules section, and it is a Google Doc that everyone here has access to. Go ahead and read over it, familiarize yourself with it, and understand it, because if you happen to not understand exactly how everything is happening, and you break the rule, we will take it by a case-by-case basis, but, just try to do everything that you can to follow the rules to the best of your ability. Now, at the same time, game disputes. If there's any kind of, disagreement on how the match went, hey, maybe there was a rule that was broken here, and rule breaking is different than misplays. Misplays happen. We are humans. There's a lot of people here that are learning the game, and they very well might not have done it on purpose, or you just missed a card trigger, things like that. That's not a rule break. That's just, hey, that's just humans playing the game, And so with that being said, though, this is also a big reason why we recommend that you go ahead and record every match. I would say, even more personally, each person individually records the match, but regardless, you want to coordinate, hey, which one wants to record the match, if anything, because if there's any reason to dispute it, we have to go back and check the tape and everything and see what happened during the gameplay. But if it's not there, there's literally nothing we can do. And so we want to try to avoid that. And so that's why we are, trying to require that at least one person records the Pixelborn match. And coordinate with that while you are direct messaging them to coordinate your match. Set up the time and then ask them, hey, would you like to record or would you want me to? And then please remember to record. It's very easy to, you start playing your match and we're like, oh man, we're already halfway through game one, or we already finished the match and I completely forgot to record. Mistakes happen, but again, it's just a way to protect you. If there's any discrepancies, any rules that might be broken or things like that, hey, I know, boom, okay, cool, we can look the footage. It just protects you guys better and makes everything so much easier. Now, how do you set up to record? That's a good question. So, with that being said, guys, we are going to be going into this OBS. Now, of course, you can use OBS Studios, or OBS is usually one of the easier ones to set up. We're going to turn that display off. I don't care for it. And then what you're going to be doing is going down, of course, to Settings and File. After that, of course, you're going to be going in and checking out some certain stuff. So you're not going to be streaming anything, but what you're going to be going to is Output. Now, this is going to be a specific thing, and you're going to go down to Recording right here. You're going to browse to where you specifically want it. It's going to automatically pick the video folder on your Windows if you're using Windows. I know some people are using Macs. Anyway, with that though, guys, please, please, please record in MP4. You have a lot of options here. Pick MP4. Now, we want, for you to pick either high quality, medium file size, or indistinguishable quality, large file size. Depending, of course, on the hard drives that you guys have, that can very easily get pretty crazy pretty fast. And then, of course, this doesn't really necessarily matter, but just go ahead and pick this one. Just makes it a little bit easier. Hit apply and hit OK. With that being said, too, you're going to want to make sure that your properties are selected to where the desktop audio is being picked up, and that's going to be whichever is your headset. So you would go HyperX, which is what this brand is, and it's that headset. And then, of course, you make sure that your HyperX or your headset, whatever your mic is able to be selected there. Then, of course, down here, you can either go display capture, which would be able to capture your entire display. That's not a big deal, and that's the easiest way to actually do it. After that, though, if you really want to, you can go add, and you can go with a screen capture, and you can specifically select Pixelborn to be the thing captured. And so that's a little bit easier to do that and keep that in mind with all of that. Then, of course, over here, you just go to start recording, and you're good to go. And it'll automatically start recording. You'll see a red dot down here saying, and a timestamp counting saying, hey, we are recording. Keep in mind, though, if you guys are wanting to be casted and everything with your match, what that's going to necessarily mean is that you are going to be uploading your video to YouTube. So let me just double check that everything is getting here. Boop. And don't look at that. Then you're going to go to create after you are logged in. Upload video. What you are going to then do is drag a file. Don't look at that. Boop. Okay. Anyway. And just pick a random one. I'm just going to pick this 37-second video kind of thing. And it's going to start uploading. Go ahead and name it what your match is. So Silent Night versus Solo Falcon, because we have done that a lot. Week 1 match. Makes it really easy for us to know. And then at the same time, if it was a challenge, you go challenge match. Don't worry about the description or anything like that. Don't worry about the thumbnail. Don't worry about the playlist. No, it's not made for kids. Not a big deal. And anyway, then you go next. Then you go next. Then you go next. Then you go unlisted. Anyone with the video can watch the link. Once you save that, you can copy the video link and whatnot, and then save everything. And that way your video isn't public to people, but I will still be able to see it. That'll be very helpful because what that's going to then do is mean that I will have an array of videos that we can then go ahead and review and cast as well. And that's going to be pretty fun. So then you guys get your match casted, and it's going to appear on my channel, which, if you guys don't know, of course, is youtube.com/Silent Night. If you look up Silent Night Lorcana, you'll be able to find it just fine. We do have the preseason game that you guys have all seen, and that is actually something that is pretty exciting. Now, with that being said, at the end of the week, or basically at Monday or Tuesday, depending on how busy I am, we are also going to be doing a weekly recap and highlight video, which should be really fun, where what we are going to do is be diving into what your guys' top plays were, cool moments that you had in your league, things of that nature. So if there's anything like that that you guys ended up going through, having a really cool game-changing moment, things like that, go ahead and let me know. And you either highlight it in your personal video, YouTube video kind of thing, which you can do by you can go clip video right here, and you can send me the highlight and explain what it is and whatnot and why it's really cool, and you might even be able to see it in the highlight reel. Now, of course, if any matches are casted and things like that as well, we're going to be taking those clips as well, and basically giving you guys a whole rundown on epic moments that you guys had during your weekly match. And so that is going to be something really fun to do, something fun to look forward to. At the same time, too, just keep in mind, please, please, please upload to YouTube. This is also why it is very important that you guys go ahead and uh, record in a higher video quality, because the higher the quality is, the better it will look when I cast it. The thing to remember and understand, though, too, is that there will come a time, and I'm setting it up, I'm building it right now. There's a lot of work at this. Where we are going to be doing live casts of the matches, whereas if I am available, or if one of our other casters is available, they will be able to cast your match live. It will be streamed, and then you will be able to watch it, enjoy it, and be able to see it. If there are any matches that are casted, what that's going to mean is there is going to be a 6-minute delay on the cast, just to have some integrity with the so no one gets tempted to peek, because there's times where so there's going to be some casters who are able to, show their cards and whatnot on their recording or whatnot if they so choose, and just to be safe, if people do end up playing like that, there's just going to be a 6-minute delay just to be safe. Now, with that being said, too, just remember, guys, last thing, we are doing this to just try to have as much fun as we can with this league. This league is supposed to be fun, first and foremost, and we want people to have a fun and engaging time. Love this community. If you guys, have any deck questions, any deck edits, if you want to even run practice matches, there's all that stuff in the Discord for you guys to be able to talk to each other about and to get things going with any of that. So support each other, make friends, have fun here. This is supposed to be a very fun league, a way to be competitive without also being or having to dive into a ton of time. Now, at the end of the season, second last thing, at the end of the season, depending on how many people show up, of course, because I am going to start publicizing this a lot more once we get past week 3, mainly just because I'm trying to get everything down to a system. And then once that happens, I'm okay if a lot more people end up joining. Not a big deal. At the same time, though, that's when it gets a little bit crazier. But that's okay. So with that being said, though, depending on how many people we end up having in the end of the season will determine how our last tournament, our season-ending tournament, goes. With that being said, that's going to mean that we are going to have a end-of-season tournament where it's going to be the top third maybe the top half of the board, depending on how many people it is, that will be determined because we don't know how big this is going to be. And so, depending on how big the board is, at the same time, those who don't qualify, we are going to be doing a last chance qualifier tournament. Anyway, what that means is if you happen to not make it to the top third of the leaderboards and whatnot, and you still want a chance to compete, you will have the ability to, because we will have a last chance tournament for you to battle it out, and then probably the top four will be able to make it into the final tournament. Now, what that means, though, is the final tournament is going to be seeded, so you're going to be going against the top of the leaderboard in that case. But hey, you get to qualify for the last tournament of the season. At the same time, yes, I am going to be participating in the league, of course, but keep in mind, though, I am not going to be competing at the end of season tournament because I am going to be casting that live. And so those who are not participating in it, or whatever it might be, we are going to be casting matches until we have a determined winner and, some really cool stuff going for you there. So, one final thing, if you guys would like to support the league or anything like that, best way that you can do that is go ahead and subscribe to my channel. It's going to be where everything is posted and just does a whole lot to help me out. A lot more content is going to be coming out for the Knights of Lorcana League. That's something that's going to be absolutely fun to be able to go through. I am going to be trying to keep this as fun and high quality as we can for you guys. Have ended up spending a lot more money than I thought I would, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. But the point is that I'm here to do this for you guys. I think this is going to be an absolute thrill to go through. So if you guys do have any questions, concerns, suggestions that you might want to change with the league or things of that nature, go ahead and let me know. But with that being said, guys, it's going to be an amazing, amazing first couple of weeks of this league. I am so excited to, have this experience with you guys. And with that being said, I hope you have a great weekend. Have a good one, guys.